Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered why your skin doesn't quite have that same glow it used to? Or maybe you've noticed that your joints feel a little stiffer, or your energy just isn't what it was a few years ago. If you're over 60, you're definitely not alone. Aging is a natural part of life, but sometimes it feels like it's happening faster than it should. And here's something you might not realize: some of the foods we've been eating for years, maybe even decades, could be quietly speeding up that process. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I've always eaten this way, and I feel fine. Or maybe, at my age, does it really matter what I eat? The truth is, what you put on your plate can make a world of difference, no matter how many birthdays you've celebrated. In fact, some foods that seem harmless, or even healthy, can actually be working against you, making you look and feel older than you really are. But the good news is, with just a few simple swaps, you can start to turn back the clock from the inside out. Today, we're going to talk about 4 foods that are secretly aging you faster after 60, and more importantly, what you can eat instead to help you feel vibrant, energized, and confident in your own skin. I want you to imagine waking up in the morning with more pep in your step, clearer skin, and a sharper mind, all because of a few small changes in your daily meals. It's absolutely possible, and I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Let's start with something that's probably in your kitchen right now: white bread. Maybe it's the toast you have with your morning coffee, or the sandwich you make for lunch. White bread is so common it almost feels like a comfort food. But here's the thing: white bread is made from refined flour, which means most of the fiber and nutrients have been stripped away. What's left is a product that quickly turns into sugar in your body, spiking your blood sugar and then crashing it just as fast. Over time, these spikes and crashes can lead to inflammation, which is one of the main drivers of aging. Inflammation doesn't just make you feel tired or achy, it can also show up on your skin as wrinkles, puffiness, and dullness. But it's not just about looks. High blood sugar from refined carbs like white bread can also put extra stress on your heart, your brain, and even your joints. If you've ever felt sluggish after a meal, or noticed your memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, your food choices could be playing a bigger role than you think. The good news is, you don't have to give up bread altogether. Instead, try swapping white bread for whole grain or sprouted grain bread. These options are packed with fiber, which helps keep your blood sugar steady and your digestion running smoothly. Plus, they're full of vitamins and minerals that support healthy skin, strong bones, and a clear mind. Next time you're at the store, take a look at the ingredient list. If the first ingredient is whole wheat or sprouted grains, you're on the right track. And if you want to take it a step further, try making your own simple oat or seed bread at home. It's easier than you might think, and you'll know exactly what's going into your body. Now let's talk about something a little sweeter: sugary drinks. Maybe it's a can of soda with lunch, a glass of sweetened iced tea in the afternoon, or even those flavored coffee drinks that taste like dessert. It's easy to reach for something sweet, especially when you're looking for a little pick-me-up. But here's the catch: sugary drinks are one of the fastest ways to age your body from the inside out. When you drink something loaded with sugar, your body has to work overtime to process it. This can lead to a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins in your skin and other tissues, making them stiff and less flexible. The result? More wrinkles, sagging skin, and a loss of that youthful bounce. But it doesn't stop there. Sugary drinks can also sap your energy, make you feel more tired, and even increase your risk of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart problems. If you've ever felt a burst of energy after a sweet drink, only to crash an hour later, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The good news is, there are so many delicious alternatives that can actually help you feel younger and more refreshed. Try swapping out soda or sweet tea for sparkling water with a splash of lemon or lime. Herbal teas, especially ones like hibiscus or green tea, are packed with antioxidants that fight aging from the inside. And if you love a little sweetness, try infusing your water with fresh berries or cucumber for a naturally refreshing taste. It's amazing how much better you can feel when you cut back on those hidden sugars. Your skin will start to look brighter, your energy will be more stable, and you might even notice that your mood improves. It's all about making small, manageable changes that add up over time. And remember, it's not about being perfect or giving up everything you love. It's about finding new favorites that support your health and help you feel your best every single day. Now that we've talked about white bread and sugary drinks, let's keep this momentum going. There are still a couple more foods that might be sneaking into your diet and speeding up the aging process without you even realizing it. Let's keep this conversation going, because the next food on our list is one that often hides in plain sight, especially in the foods we reach for when we want something quick and easy. I'm talking about processed meats, things like bacon, sausage, deli ham, and even those convenient hot dogs you might keep in the freezer for a fast meal. These foods are everywhere, and they can be tempting, especially when you're looking for something that doesn't take much effort to prepare. But here's the thing, processed meats are packed with preservatives, salt, and chemicals like nitrates and nitrites, which are used to keep them looking fresh and tasting good for longer. The problem is, these additives can do a number on your body over time. They can increase inflammation, which, as we talked about earlier, is one of the main culprits behind aging. Inflammation doesn't just make your joints ache or your energy dip, it can also speed up the breakdown of collagen in your skin, leading to more wrinkles and sagging. And if you've ever noticed that your skin looks a little puffy or your rings feel tighter after a salty meal, that's your body holding on to extra water because of all the sodium in processed meats. Over time, too much salt can also put extra strain on your heart and kidneys, making it harder for your body to stay balanced and healthy. But don't worry, you don't have to give up the flavors you love. There are plenty of delicious, satisfying alternatives that are much kinder to your body. Instead of reaching for processed meats, try grilled chicken, turkey, or even fish like salmon or sardines. These options are full of protein to keep your muscles strong, and they're naturally lower in salt and free from those artificial preservatives. If you're craving something smoky or savory, try seasoning your meats with herbs and spices like paprika, garlic, or rosemary. You'll get all the flavor without the hidden chemicals. And if you enjoy a good sandwich, try piling on fresh veggies, avocado, or a slice of roasted chicken breast instead of deli meats. Your body and your taste buds will thank you. Now let's talk about something that might surprise you: margarine and certain vegetable oils. For years, we were told that margarine was a healthier alternative to butter, and that vegetable oils were the best choice for cooking. But the truth is, many margarines and processed oils are loaded with trans fats and highly processed ingredients that can actually speed up aging. Trans fats are especially sneaky. They're created during the manufacturing process to make foods last longer on the shelf, but they can wreak havoc on your body. They raise your bad cholesterol, lower your good cholesterol, and increase inflammation throughout your system. If you've ever noticed that your skin feels dry or your joints are a little stiffer than usual, these fats could be part of the reason. They can also make it harder for your body to absorb the nutrients it needs to keep your skin, hair, and nails looking their best. The good news is you have so many better options. Instead of margarine, try using a little real butter, olive oil, or avocado oil. These fats are much more natural, and they actually help your body absorb vitamins like A, D, E, and K, which are essential for healthy aging. Olive oil in particular is packed with antioxidants that protect your cells from damage and keep your skin looking youthful and radiant. If you love to bake, try swapping margarine for mashed avocado or even unsweetened applesauce in your recipes. You'll get a moist, delicious result without the hidden trans fats. And when you're cooking, reach for oils that are cold-pressed and minimally processed, like extra virgin olive oil or coconut oil. These choices not only taste great, but they also support your heart, your brain, and your skin from the inside out. It's amazing how much of a difference these small changes can make. You might notice that your skin starts to glow a little more, your energy feels steadier, and your body just feels lighter and more comfortable. And remember, it's not about being perfect or never enjoying your favorite foods again. It's about making choices that help you feel your best, one meal at a time. As we move forward, I want you to think about how these foods show up in your daily life. Maybe it's the sandwich you make for lunch, the quick breakfast you grab in the morning, or the snacks you reach for when you're feeling a little low on energy. The goal isn't to overhaul everything overnight, but to start noticing where you can make small, positive changes. Maybe you swap out your usual white bread for a hearty whole grain loaf, or you try a sparkling water with fresh fruit instead of a sugary soda. Maybe you experiment with new recipes that use fresh, wholesome ingredients instead of processed meats or margarine. Every little step counts, and over time, these choices add up to a healthier, more vibrant you. Now, there's one more food that often flies under the radar, but it can have a big impact on how quickly you age, especially after 60. Let's take a closer look at what it is and how you can make a simple switch that will help you feel younger inside and out. This last food might not be as obvious as the others, but it's one that sneaks into our diets more often than we realize, especially when we're looking for something quick, comforting, or just a little treat. I'm talking about packaged snacks. Those crackers, cookies, chips, and even some granola bars that line the grocery store shelves. They're easy to grab, they taste good, and sometimes it feels like they're just a harmless way to satisfy a craving. But here's the thing. Most packaged snacks are made with a combination of refined flours, added sugars, unhealthy fats, and a long list of preservatives and artificial flavors. When you eat these kinds of snacks regularly, your body has to work extra hard to process all those additives. The refined flours and sugars cause your blood sugar to spike and crash, which can leave you feeling tired, irritable, and even hungrier than before. Over time, this roller coaster can lead to more inflammation, which, as we've talked about, is a major factor in how quickly we age. You might notice it in your skin. Maybe it looks a little dull, or you see more fine lines than you used to. Or maybe you feel it in your energy levels, your digestion, or even your mood. But it's not just about how you feel in the moment. Many packaged snacks are also high in sodium and unhealthy fats, which can put extra strain on your heart and blood vessels. This can make it harder for your body to deliver oxygen and nutrients to your skin, your brain, and your muscles, all of which are essential for staying healthy and vibrant as you get older. And let's not forget about the preservatives and artificial ingredients. Your body wasn't designed to handle these chemicals, and over time they can build up and contribute to that feeling of sluggishness or brain fog that so many people experience as they age. So what can you do instead? The good news is there are so many delicious, satisfying snacks that actually support your health and help you feel younger. One of my favorites is a small handful of nuts. Almonds, walnuts, or pistachios are all great choices. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, and fiber, which help keep your blood sugar steady and your energy up throughout the day. If you want something a little sweet, try some fresh fruit like berries, apple slices, or a few pieces of dried apricot. These options are full of antioxidants, which help protect your cells from damage and keep your skin looking bright and youthful. If you're craving something crunchy, try making your own popcorn at home with just a little olive oil and a sprinkle of sea salt. It's a whole grain, so it's much better for you than most chips or crackers, and you can control exactly what goes into it. Or if you like a creamy snack, try some plain Greek yogurt with a drizzle of honey and a few chopped nuts or seeds. It's rich in protein and probiotics, which are great for your digestion and your immune system. The key is to look for snacks that are as close to their natural state as possible. The fewer ingredients on the label, the better. And if you can make it at home, even better, you'll know exactly what you're eating, and you can experiment with flavors and textures that you really enjoy. Over time, you might find that you don't even miss those packaged snacks because you feel so much better with these healthier options. As you start to make these changes, you might notice some wonderful things happening. Maybe your skin starts to look a little brighter, or you wake up with more energy in the morning. Maybe your digestion improves, or you just feel more comfortable in your own body. These are all signs that your body is thanking you for the care and attention you're giving it. And remember, it's not about being perfect or never enjoying a treat again. It's about making choices that help you feel your best, one day at a time. It's also important to remember that everyone's journey is different. What works for one person might not work for another, and that's okay. The most important thing is to listen to your body and notice how different foods make you feel. If you try swapping out packaged snacks for something more wholesome, and you notice a positive change, that's a win. If you find a new favorite snack that makes you feel energized and satisfied, even better. And if you ever feel overwhelmed by all the choices out there, just remember to keep it simple. Focus on whole, real foods as much as possible, and don't be afraid to try new things. You might be surprised at how much you enjoy a handful of fresh berries, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, or a bowl of homemade soup with lots of colorful veggies. These foods not only taste great, but they also give your body the nutrients it needs to stay strong, healthy, and youthful, no matter your age. So as you go about your day, take a moment to think about the foods you're choosing. Are they helping you feel your best, or are they quietly working against you? With just a few small changes, you can start to turn back the clock and enjoy all the energy, confidence, and vitality you deserve. Remember, it's never too late to make a positive change, and every step you take brings you closer to the healthiest, happiest version of yourself. Now, as we wrap up our conversation about these 4 foods that can secretly age you faster after 60, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered and talk about how you can put these ideas into action in your own life. You've made it this far, and that already says a lot about your commitment to your health and well-being. Sometimes the hardest part is simply being open to change, especially when it comes to habits and foods that have been part of your life for years. But here's the beautiful thing. Every small step you take, every thoughtful choice you make, adds up to a big difference over time. It's not about perfection or giving up everything you love. It's about finding a balance that helps you feel your best inside and out. Let's take a moment to look back at the foods we've talked about: white bread, sugary drinks, processed meats, margarine, and packaged snacks. Maybe you recognize some of your own favorites in that list. Maybe you even felt a little hesitant at the thought of changing up your routine. That's completely normal. Change can feel daunting, but it can also be exciting, especially when you start to notice the benefits in your daily life. Imagine waking up with more energy, looking in the mirror and seeing a brighter, more vibrant complexion, or simply feeling more comfortable in your own skin. These are the kinds of changes that are possible when you start to swap out those sneaky aging foods for choices that truly nourish you. So how do you get started? The first step is to become more aware of what's on your plate and in your pantry. The next time you're at the grocery store, take a few extra moments to read the labels. Look for whole grains instead of refined flours, natural sweeteners or unsweetened drinks instead of sugary sodas, and fresh or minimally processed meats instead of those loaded with preservatives. If you see a long list of ingredients you can't pronounce, that's usually a sign to put it back on the shelf. Instead, reach for foods that are as close to their natural state as possible: fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins. If you're not sure where to start, try making just one change at a time. Maybe you swap your morning white toast for a slice of whole grain bread, or you trade your afternoon soda for a glass of sparkling water with a squeeze of lemon. Maybe you try a new recipe for homemade soup or roasted vegetables, or you experiment with a different kind of fish or lean meat for dinner. Each small change is a step in the right direction, and over time, these steps become habits that support your health and happiness. It's also important to remember that food is about more than just nutrition. It's about enjoyment, connection, and even celebration. If you have a favorite treat that brings you joy, there's no need to give it up completely. Instead, try to enjoy it mindfully and balance it with plenty of nourishing foods throughout the rest of your day. You might even find new favorites along the way. Foods that not only taste great but also help you feel more energetic, clear-headed, and confident. And don't forget about the power of community. If you have friends or family members who are also interested in healthy aging, invite them to join you on this journey. Share recipes, swap ideas, or even cook together. Sometimes having a little support can make all the difference, and it can turn the process of making healthier choices into something fun and rewarding. As you continue to make these changes, pay attention to how your body responds. Maybe you notice that your skin looks a little brighter, your digestion feels smoother, or your mood is a bit lighter. These are all signs that your body is thriving on the nourishment you're giving it. And if you ever have a setback or slip back into old habits, don't be too hard on yourself. Change is a journey, not a destination, and every day is a new opportunity to make choices that support your well-being. I want you to remember that you have the power to shape your own health, no matter your age. The foods you choose can either speed up the aging process or help you feel younger, stronger, and more vibrant. It's never too late to start making positive changes, and you deserve to feel your best every single day. If you found this conversation helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. What changes have you made, or what foods have you noticed make a difference in how you feel? Your story might inspire someone else who's just starting out on their own journey. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more tips and inspiration on living your healthiest, happiest life after 60. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I hope you feel empowered and motivated to make choices that support your health and happiness. Here's to living your best life at any age, full of energy, confidence, and joy. You've got this.